Cessna Citation 550, registration number November 819 Kilo Romeo. So it's a twin jet airplane with a configuration of up to potentially 13 seat capacity. We don't believe it was configured for 13 people today. It departed Las Vegas about 3:15 a.m. this morning, and it was on an IFR instrument flight rules flight plan to French Valley Airport. The flight was about 45 minutes. However, shortly before landing, a marine layer began to envelop the area with low ceilings and visibilities. The pilot reported to air traffic control that he was going to perform a missed approach, which is generally happens when a pilot can't see the runway environment. Air traffic control then provided the pilot with a clearance to perform the public missed approach, and then cleared the airplane to return for landing again. Airplane crashed about 500 feet short of runway 18, which was appeared to be the original intended landing runway. Debris field was about 200 feet long. Most of the airplane, with the exception of the tail, was consumed by fire. 6 people on board, and all were fatal. So we plan on spending the next 1, possibly 2 days on scene, then recovering the airplane to a secure facility where we'll continue the investigation. We have representatives from the FAA here. We'll also have representatives from Cessna and Pratt & Whitney, the airframe and engine manufacturers, on scene tomorrow. Preliminary report should be in about 14 business days, and then a final report generally takes anything from 12 to 18 months. So, if you have any questions.
About the people on board?
Yeah, so I don't have names for you. The coroner will release names, but we don't have, we know that one of them was a certified commercial pilot, and he was sitting in the pilot's seat. The rest of them, we don't have any information on them right now.
So
we're still working on
it.
Oh, all adults, yeah, all adults.
What do we know about the plane? Was it privately owned, or was this run by a commercial jet business?
It appeared to be privately owned. It's something that's going to take us a few days to work out exactly who owns it, though.
Was this a scheduled flight at 3:15?
Wasn't a scheduled flight, no.
How does that work? How can a plane take off at 3:15 in the morning?
So you can, if you're non-scheduled, you can fly an airplane and anytime you want, take off and land, as long as the airport is open and allows for you to take off and land at that time, which this airport was. Then there's no restrictions on when you fly.
Can you talk about the marine layer and the instrument approach and how they're related and how that works?
Yeah, so when you fly on an instrument approach, you're not going by reference to the outside of the airplane. You're flying with reference to the inside instruments on the airplane. It appears that the weather was at the minimums for landing at that airport, so the visibility and ceilings allowed for a landing, but it was right on the minimums.
There was no ATC inside? Or?
ATC inside the...
But there are no traffic controllers here?
Not here, no, sorry. No, not at that time, no. Not at that time of night. So they're landing on their own. They were talking to air traffic control, TRACON, but not local controllers here.
Does that make a difference? Would it have made a difference if there was air traffic control here?
Shouldn't have made any difference. No, he was flying an instrument approach landing. It's irrespective of if it was them here or not.
Was this plane stationed here, or was it stationed in Vegas? Was it returned
not sure yet. If you look in some of the flight history programs, it's been here quite a few times recently, but we still don't know where it's located, where it's based.
For the 6 people that died, you said they were adults, are they male, female, or do we have to wait for the coroner's office?
I'll wait for the coroner's office, yeah.
Were there any children on board?
No, all adults. So.
Was there any communication about what was happening right before that plane?
I haven't listened to the audio yet, haven't had time, but we will. It's one of the things we'll be doing. We'll be reviewing the full air traffic control audio tapes between the pilot and air traffic control.
Is it too soon to say whether...
It's too soon to say, yeah. Right now we're in a evidence gathering phase, so it would be too soon to come to any conclusions as to what may have happened.
Can you talk a little bit about the minimums you talked about in order to make an instrument approach, that it has to meet certain qualifications? And is that the pilot's call?
It is under this circumstance. I believe it was showing half-mile visibility and about 300 feet overcast. I believe the minimums for this airport are that. So that's what the weather was, 500 feet visibility and 500 feet overcast. Yeah. It would have been half a mile visibility, and 300 feet overcast is what the weather was. And that appeared to meet the minimums for that instrument approach.
And if it doesn't meet that minimum,
then you're not supposed to land, yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the second fatal crash near this airport in a matter of days, within a week. Is the NTSB concerned about safety at this
Again,
airport?
they could be completely unrelated. It's early days. It's too early to really make any judgment of correlation between the two. So.
And what was the experience of the pilots?
So I don't have experience level now. I know that he had a commercial pilot's license, multi-engine commercial pilot's license. We're still waiting to get access to his logbooks and his records to really go into a little bit more detail with that.
But this jet was capable of seating up to 13 people?
It was capable. We don't think it was configured for 13. It can be anything from 6 to 13 people. Yeah.
What are the next steps in terms of this investigation? What are you guys doing right now?
So we're documenting perishable evidence on scene. So that's basically documenting the scene as far as we can, gathering witness statements, looking at security video. And our plan is to just examine as much as we can on scene before it gets damaged, as it invariably does when it gets removed. And then we'll remove it.
All right, we've been listening to this representative from the NTSB talk about the crash this morning of a private jet out near the French Valley Airport that killed 6 people. This is out near Murrieta. It happened about 3:15 this morning. Apparently the fog, though, had moved in. Visibility was very low. That may, in fact, be a huge factor in this crash.
The NTSB also talking about how long that debris field was, saying it's about 200 feet and that a majority of that plane was consumed by fire except the tail. The FAA has also joined this investigation. Cessna's there, and they're going to be reviewing a full traffic control audio transcript, all the tapes to really piece together and see how this happened.
And our own Sarah Welch is on the ground there listening at that news conference. She'll, of course, have a full wrap-up on the story come out later on this evening and then again tonight at 10 o'clock.